Hi, folks. Steve Urban here, founder and CEO at recruiting firm Riderflex. If you enjoyed today's guest interview, please give it a like and be sure to subscribe to the Riderflex podcast. And now, a quick word from our sponsor.
Try the #1 marketing platform for small business. Everything you need from design to marketing to CRM. Learn more at marketing360.com. Marketing 360. Fuel your brand. Try the #1 marketing platform for small business. Everything you need from design to marketing to CRM. Learn more at marketing360.com. Marketing 360. Fuel your brand.
Simon Severino on the Riderflex podcast. Hello, Simon. I was going to say good morning. I'm traveling in New Mexico in the United States today, and you're in Austria, right?
Yay. Hey, Steve. It's evening here. Welcome, everybody.
What part of Austria?
I'm in Vienna.
Vienna. Okay, very good. All right. And is that where you're from? Talk to us a little bit about your early life, your childhood, your parents, where you grew up. Give us some personal stuff, Simon.
I was born in Italy, in Rome, and my father is from South Italy, Calabria. And I was living in Calabria and in Rome and in Austria because my mother is Austrian for most of my young life. And I kept more leaning towards Austria because I then went to study in Austria. And then I did fall in love here. And now this is where I am. 3 kids later, I am in Vienna, Austria. And the cool thing is, doesn't really matter where you live nowadays. You have the world at your disposal, right? We are talking here, US to Europe, as if we were in one room. That's amazing. And
it's wonderful.
Probably 25 countries listening to us right now.
Yeah, it is fantastic. In fact, on that point, my wife and I, who both work for the company Riderflex, our company, we're traveling in our remote office RV across the country and working. And isn't it nice to you can just work from anywhere you want and talk to people all over the planet. It is a wonderful thing.
It's beautiful. Our team is, in Los Angeles, in New York, in Miami, in Singapore, in London, in Zurich, and nobody has to do things they don't want to do.
Right.
I was a consultant for my whole life. I hated traveling, for example. For me, freedom means when I can play with my kids,
yes.
And in between help some entrepreneurs with their sales, but then play soccer for an hour or do some CrossFit, yes. Or then I lay in the sun and I read a book, and then again I help somebody with their sales problems. And then I go biking. So that's a good day for me. And I want to have dinner every evening with my family. So I want to cook. And if the weather is good, I want to get out. And if the weather is bad, I want to write something or be on more podcasts. That for me is freedom. And so freedom for everybody is different, right? But my career has been after I was consulting the big brands. And so I had to fly to New York,
right.
Help them do US market entry strategy, 5 days workshop. And then I fly back to Vienna and doing that for 10 clients a year is okay. But as soon as you have 15 clients, your life is miserable.
Right.
So you come back from New York and you have to fly to Paris, and you come back from Paris and you fly to Shanghai. It's an awful life. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what am I building here? I'm building a business that is profitable, but it's not increasing my well-being, my fulfillment. It's not increasing the meaning of what I do. And so I started going inwards. Hey, what is it that is fulfilling? I was thinking about both success and fulfillment and what the difference is for me. And I found that I want to create the day around, how I feel and the weather and around my dearest ones. And then I also want to help entrepreneurs worldwide, but I
Yes.
can't if I fly to them, because if I'm in Singapore, I can help nobody in Zurich. And so I had to find a better way. I had a broken business model.
Isn't it awesome to schedule your activity from your remote office around family and weather and family events? I think that's my favorite part. I mean, you're right. You look on your calendar and there's 3 days of cloudy, cold, rainy weather, and you maneuver some tactical things around because you're like, oh, no, I'm just going to be at my desk for 10 hours a day for the next 3 days. But then there's 2 days of sun and 73 degrees, and you maneuver some things around to go outside and do activities and beer. I mean, I really encourage listeners that work remotely to try and do that as much as possible. Try and schedule your work around activities and weather and different things to really maximize your enjoyment of working remotely. It's very important, and it's a wonderful thing. Somebody asked me what it's worth, like what's the value of being able to work remotely, and I honestly I don't know. It's hard to put a number on it, isn't it, Simon?
Yeah, what's the opposite, right? And it's different for everybody. But I can answer just for myself. I'm utterly unemployable. I couldn't work for any other person. And so I have to create. I have to be an entrepreneur. These kind of people, you know who you are. You are just done. You are just built for that. Forget the rest.
Right.
That's not your thing, right? And so we are utterly unemployable. We like to create stuff, and we are freedom people. So for me, meaning, fulfillment comes when I can say yes and no to project. I say yes and no. I decide what I do in the morning. I decide what I do in the evening, and I can prioritize accordingly. Who am I here to serve, and who are my dearest one, and how do I want my life to feel and to be, and of course I am wanting to have the most full life, living it completely, because it's short.
It is.
And so I don't want to jump around, not walk around the bush. I want to go directly, enjoying it, and being in rock and roll any second, right? Every second, right here, right now. So when I catch myself and say, oh, in 10 years when I sell my business, or when I have done my TED talk, then I will feel well. No, bullshit, Simon. Come back here and now. Why don't you feel great right now?
Exactly.
What's really missing?
Right. Completely agree. Let me ask you, siblings, did you have brothers and sisters growing up, or were you the only kid?
I'm an only child.
Okay. And what'd your folks do?
My parents?
Yes.
Well, now they just enjoy life. They just enjoy nature.
What'd they do? What'd your dad? I'm curious where the entrepreneurial bug, so to speak, came from, and wondering if that came from one of the parents. Yeah, go ahead.
My mother had some entrepreneurial adventures. They all went south.
Okay.
And that wasn't a great example. But most entrepreneurial adventures go south, actually. True. But that was not the moment when I said, "Oh, this is cool. I wanna experience that." No. It really was much later on when thinking about what is my role in the world. I did not find one profession where I said, "Oh yeah, that's the profession. What Uncle Dada is doing, that's exactly the profession." Nice. I had nothing like that. I didn't see one profession where I say, okay, that's my thing. I'm going to become a medical doctor. There was nothing already existing where I could fulfill the song that was dancing inside of me. And so I said, okay, I'm going to create this thing.
I see.
I have to find out for myself.
Okay. And what kind of, before we get into your business, I just want to know a little bit more about you personally. What kind of kid were you? Were you a rebel? in trouble a lot, very opinionated, and doing your own thing, or were you straight A student and always walking the line to do the right thing? I'm just curious what kind of young person you were.
The only thing that I was interested in was reading books. And so I was a shy intellectual,
Really?
thin
Really?
guy, just wanted to read books.
Really? Really?
I also did a little bit of soccer playing, because in Italy everybody plays soccer. That's what you do with your friends in Italy.
Yeah.
But mostly I wanted just to read books, read philosophy books
I-
alone,
Interesting.
for hours. That was my favorite thing.
You don't strike me as an introverted type guy. You that doesn't sound like the person I'm talking to right now.
Turns out I'm not that introverted. But you know what? It's afternoon. In the afternoon, I'm very extroverted. This is when I
Oh,
give my interviews and have
I see.
meetings, etc. In
I
the
see.
morning, I'm very introverted. Don't call me in the morning, and nobody can actually get on my calendar in the morning. My colleagues, they protect the morning, and they know no meetings with someone in the morning. You don't get someone in the morning,
Really?
because in the morning I either write. Well, first I do workout in nature.
Oh,
Then I play with my kids when they wake up. And then I have deep work that is either writing or recording. But I do one thing for 2, 3, 4 hours until it's ready. And I don't finish until it's complete. For
okay.
example, I tell myself, write 400 words. Then I just write 400 words.
Really? Okay.
And so in the morning, I leave my introvert side of things. In the afternoon, I want that energy, that extroverted energy, meeting people, getting ideas, sharing ideas. But I wouldn't feel well just with one of those energies.
Interesting.
Because
Okay.
I feel sparkled and energized by this afternoon energy, but I get nothing done. We are just talking, right? I didn't build anything. I didn't solve any problem of anybody. And so that wouldn't be a good day for me if I just do this the whole day.
I see.
On the other side, in the morning, I really do build stuff. I do solve problems, but that's also very lonely.
That's true,
So
right?
I like
Yes.
the mix, and that's the way I handle it.
Okay, very good. How long you been married and how old are your children? I'm curious.
We are married now 11 years. My children are 6, 3, and 0.
Woo! Oh, so you just had a baby, huh?
Yeah, she's coming. She's coming in
Oh,
August.
I see. Okay. Well, it's busy around your house then, right? It's very
Oh
busy.
yeah, oh yeah.
How did you meet your
Lots of
wife?
life going on here.
How did you meet your wife?
We met in Vienna at a celebration. You know, Vienna is the city of music and of dancing. It's a very creative city historically,
Mm-hmm.
and we love culture. We love celebrating life via music and dancing. And so we met in a situation where in the evening where there was dancing and music.
Okay. You saw her from across the room. You was like, oh, I think I might want to dance with her.
Exactly like that.
Okay, very good. Curious before we get into strategy sprints and the book and everything. I'm just curious, real quick. I just have to ask you, worldly events. I mean, you are somewhat close to the Ukraine, obviously. So, how are
600 kilometers
yeah,
from the war.
right. So, what's the mood like in Austria? How are people feeling? Just kind of wondering what's the thought process for people like you in Austria right now with what's happening.
We are shocked. We are helping wherever we can. Everybody with their means, with their resources, and the whole world is really fearful. If you look at the markets today, I was rebalancing my portfolio. I see that all markets are absolutely fearful, really depressed. We are jumping into a recession, and I think that's because the whole world is looking at this, not just at the war, but also inflation and many of these macro global events, and is really fearful.
Hmm. Okay, so people are nervous where you're at. People are a little nervous.
yeah, we're trying to help, and we are concerned. Yeah.
I'm just and are most people where you're at in support of Ukraine and against what Putin and Russia are doing, or opposite, or is it a mix? Just curious.
Everybody here is just trying to help as much as they can in the way they can.
Okay.
It's not. People are not so much motivated by picking side or doing politics. They're just taking care of people and just helping.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was curious. And how about the COVID now that we're recording this May 5th, 2022? Are things loosened up now? Is everything back to normal where you're at? How are things with COVID?
Austria is open. Austrians think it's over, and Shanghai just closed again, so it might not be over. We might be surprised soon.
Okay. But right now, it's a business as usual, standard. You can go to restaurants, whatever, where you're at.
Yeah, it's open. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good for business, right? Probably.
It's a relief.
It is, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you've been a business strategist, an advisor, and a consultant for almost your entire career. How did you get to the point where you knew that's what you wanted to do? Walk me through maybe your early career and how it kind of navigated into what you're doing now at Strategy Sprints. Okay, go for it.
I never had a clue, and I made the path by walking and via failures and via exploration. There are some people that with 16 they know exactly I'm gonna be this, and then they just do it their whole life. I'm not that kind of person, so I had no clue what I'm here to do and what I can contribute, and it took me forever to find out. And the exploration was just to try many things. I tried many different things, and at some point there was clarity to say, oh, this is it. And so the first, oh, this is it, was when I was working in a global consultancy, and I was in front of a very big problem. How do we beat this competitor? And the competitor was a big automotive company from Germany. And I was sitting with the CEO of the competing German car manufacturer. And those are the big names, the great cars that you see out there. Right. And so there was this big problem. Both cars are great. Both cars are expensive. What does it mean, strategic differentiation? How can we be better? If both products are great, how do we differentiate? How do we make our future position stand out? And how can we be in strategic advantage if there's nothing to see how to get better than them? And so that was a very big question, very relevant question for the business, vital for their business. And so they brought everybody together from all countries, the head of countries and head of products of all the countries. And we met in Germany. And it was kind of, when you have to vote for the next pope, you are 5 days in there and nobody gets out before we have a final plan.
Okay.
And I loved that. It was relevant. It was a tough challenge. I like big challenges. And it was clear we were super committed, super focused, 5 days, nothing else than that. And then comes day 5, we go, oh my God, we have a plan. All right. And we broke it down into projects and actions. And then we flew all back to our countries. And I loved that. And I say, yeah, this is what I'm here to do. Give me a big, vital business problem. Give me a chunk of time and a team of people. Give me resources. I'm going to solve it. I take on the challenge and we're going to solve it. And that's what I did for 21 years. I did nothing else than that. But from being an employee in a big consultancy, I went then gradually into more freedom because of the before mentioned utterly unemployability. And so now I just run my own thing, but it's the same thing. People come with their biggest, most vital business problem, which is usually having more sales, having more time, which means organizing better. In the end, it's organizing better, right? And so that's the only thing that I do all the time, and I love it. I love it.
And
the only problem was,
go ahead.
The only problem was I was the bottleneck, right? So Simon flies to you and I help you solve your problem. Okay, 5 days later, I fly back home. And who helps me solve my problem? The week is over. What about my problems? Nobody's solving my problems. That's the eternal problem of a solopreneur, right? You solve other people's problems. And then you forget the whole week that you have also problems. You just don't know it. Oh, I don't have a problem. I have this big project. Oh, yeah. And when the project is over? Oh, well, then I will start doing sales. Oh, yeah. Because it takes like 20 minutes to close a deal. Or maybe a couple months.
Yeah, exactly.
and then you're stuck, right? So that was my problem. Like probably many people listening right now can resonate with that. And so I had to get out of that cycle. And the solution was to fire myself from operations.
Okay.
So I said, you cannot book me as a consultant anymore.
Okay. All right. And give us the overview of the company. And by the way, for the listeners here, really quick, I just want to, Simon, of course, is on LinkedIn. He has a big following on LinkedIn, so make sure you connect with him there. His book, Strategy Sprints, 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business, is available on Amazon and where else, Simon?
Oh, everywhere where you buy books, Barnes and Nobles, airports, whatever. And if you're on Amazon, please leave me a review. Amazon loves that.
You do have, by the way, he has 20 reviews right now, 5 stars. Very good. He also, there's a website, strategysprints.com. So I want to mention that as well. Give us the elevator pitch for Strategy Sprints, the business. Just give us the overview really quick. Go ahead. And maybe also clarify the secret sauce or what makes your consultancy firm different than the millions of others. Go ahead.
So the main problem that we have when we start a business, we started because we want more freedom, more meaning, more fulfillment. And then we do it, we become successful, and then the whole thing starts running us. Instead of we running the business now runs us. Oh, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I'm coming late to this. I'm coming late to that. And so that's the main problem that we all have. And the solution is to organize it better, to organize it in a way that is independent from single people. Because a business is a system, so it has to work all the time to be adaptable, to evolve without single people. People come and go from a business all the time. The business needs to have processes that work, processes that are resilient, self-healing, self-correcting, are adapting. They see what's coming, they early so that they can respond. And this is how you organize a business. And most people don't have those blueprints. So because I started with the big companies, they know how to create processes. And so I saw how you organize stuff. You know, they have processes for building a car. They have processes for entering a market. And I was the guy running those processes. I was the project manager of those things. So I learned how to organize the right way. And now I share this with the small businesses because they need it the most. And we have 274 templates in the Sprint University. And when somebody works with us, they get a sprint coach for 90 days.
I see.
And 90 days because it's 12 weeks and we measure every 7 days. So the strategy sprints method is made of 3 habits: daily habit, weekly habit, monthly habit. Daily habit, write down how you allocate your time today and learn for tomorrow. What will you delegate tomorrow and what will you do differently tomorrow? So it's not just doing the work, it's also learning a little bit about yourself every day and finding smarter ways, more scalable ways to do stuff.
So it's a 90-day course and it can all be done remotely?
It's 100% remote, and it's not a course, it's real implementation. Your business afterwards runs better and has doubled in sales.
Okay. And do I get you? Are you the person that I get to deal with, or do I get another consultant that is assigned to my account? How does that work?
You get a certified strategy sprints coach who is an expert in your field and is in your time zone, so that it's easy for you to work 24/7. Plus, you get access to 274 templates, blueprints, checklists, so that you get done much faster. So you don't get Simon. Simon is not bookable anymore. But since 5 years, I fired myself 5 years ago from operations.
Okay.
But they report to me every Monday. I meet all coaches every Monday.
Okay.
And they tell me your marketing numbers, your sales numbers, and of your ops numbers, operations numbers of this week. And so I have 12 times the chance to help them if they are not scaling your business. And if they need help, I have 12 times the chance. And that's why it works. And that's why it doubles revenue. Because if you have 12 times the chance to course correct, the probability of success is higher than the probability of failure. And that's why we have built it that way.
Okay.
And that's the process. 90 days, 12 sprints of a week. You set 3 goals. There's a marketing goal, a sales goal, an operations goal. And we measure that every 7 days. So that's the weekly habit. The weekly habit is having these numbers every 7 days, having the marketing numbers, sales number, ops numbers in front of us. Simple dashboard. It's a delight to look at it, because it's not 170 KPIs and you have to think a lot. It's simple. It's 3 KPIs. It's target is a blue line, current is a red line, and you see if they're going up or not. Okay. Simple.
Okay. All right.
Like playing Angry Birds. You shoot the bird, 500 points. You shoot the bird, 600 points. Cool. All right, let's go for 800.
Is it you pay? Is it one bulk payment for the 90 days? Is it pay by the week? Pay by the month? How's it set up for
full upfront? It's paid full upfront.
Okay. All right. And do you want to talk about the cost?
And that is important.
Is the cost different for different size companies, or how does that work?
The cost is 10 to 1. How much sales can we increase of your company? 10 to 1. 1/10 of that will be what you pay. 10 to 1.
Interesting.
That's a good rule for everybody. If you can save 300,000 from, let's say, the cloud, one of our clients, he helps people, companies, he helps companies save from their cloud accounts, right? So they have a cloud account with Microsoft, and they help them reduce costs in that subscription. So if you help somebody reduce 300,000 in costs, then I think it's a very good idea to charge 10% of that.
I see.
I think it's fine to charge 30K for that.
I see. Okay, very good.
If you help somebody increase sales by 500,000, I think it's very cool to charge 50K for that.
I see. Okay.
10 to 1 ratio.
Yeah,
is what we go for.
I like that. I like that model. And are your strategists that are involved with your company, are they 1099? Are they employees? How did you set up your model there internally? I'm curious. And how many do you have?
So when you find your model, I will share my model. When you find a model, the things that you are looking for is resiliency, quality, scalability. This is what you want to look for.
Mm-hmm.
And so the model that solves these three things for my business, which is a B2B consultancy business,
Mm-hmm.
the model that was for my business, I took it from another industry. I took it from McDonald's. My model is now a franchise model.
I see.
So in every country, there is a franchisee. They pay a flat fee per month, and they are under my supervision for the first 60 days. Then they get certified, and then they are a certified strategy sprint coach and do that in their country.
So that's your, and so, okay, so your model for your business then is you make a little bit of money from the strategist who pay a flat fee. And then do you also get a piece of whatever the client is charged? Yeah, how does that work? I'm curious how your model works there. You get a percentage of whatever the client pays as well?
Yeah, that's not a, yeah, sure. So the revenue streams come from the client work. So we help them gain 250,000 in sales. We make 25,000.
But does
and
the
25,000,
does
part
it
of it goes to the coach, part of it goes to the company.
I see.
And we reinvest that in quality, in marketing, and in sales.
But since they're
So
a franchise,
that's the profit model.
Since they're a franchise owner, though, does the revenue go to their franchise and then you take a piece, or does the revenue go to you first and then to the franchise owner?
We have all of those possibilities. The coaches have their own revenue stream, 100%. They get clients from us, and they get a part of that profit, and they get referrals to each other, and they get part of those profits when they refer to each other. So
very good. Very good.
They sell, they get clients and just coach, and they also refer to each other. 3 revenue streams for the coaches.
Love it. Love it. Love it. How many do you have on your assigned to the brand? How many strategists right now?
Right now, we are 11 coaches.
Very good.
And I plan to double this number in the next 90 days.
Are you looking for additional coaches right now? And if anybody's
we're hiring. We're yes,
right.
We look for coaches.
All right, very good. So if anybody's listening to this episode and they're interested, how should they contact you? What's the best contact for you? Should they go to the
strategysprints.com/certification.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Okay, very good. Let me ask you, Simon, there's millions, right, of consultants that say, I can help you scale your business. I mean, I get that all day long. I mean, Riderflex, our day job here at Riderflex, we're a recruiting firm, right? A recruiting and staffing firm. So, I mean, I get hit with 10, 12, 15 messages a day with people that are like, oh, I can help you get more leads. I can help you scale your business. I mean, I see it all day long. Why strategy sprints? I mean, give me that. You talked about it a little bit during the overview, but why should I pay for your course versus all these other people that say they can help me?
It's not a course, it's implementation coaching.
Sorry. And that's the second time I've said that. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah, because there are educational programs and they're fine, but I never wanted to be in the education business. I'm in the transformation business. So we double revenue in 90 days. There is no
a guarantee.
Do
I get my money back if you don't?
You do.
What?
You do.
Are you serious?
Of course.
Wow. Okay. So if I spend $30,000 for you, and I don't double my revenue, I get the money back. What?
You get the money back.
Wow. Okay. And what is that over 12 months? So it's 90 days to go through it, and then I have 12 months to double my revenue. And if I don't, I get my money back.
It's 3 months and you will double your revenue.
What?
And it will keep on giving. It will keep on giving because the systems that your coach installs with you, they stay there. So one example is the client onboarding system, the payment system. We discussed just different ways of payment upfront versus payment at the end of the month, or subscription, or payment per time or per value. There are different ways of getting paid, and they are not created equal. There are some that are better, and the best one is getting paid upfront.
Okay.
So we help them with the payment system, creating the payment system. We help them with the onboarding system. There are different ways to onboard clients. I can tell you a story of a client that came and had a very bad onboarding system, losing a ton of people from the free trial, not converting a lot. And then how we improved it in the sprint, and how it's now creating wow already in the first day. That's a better client onboarding system. So what is a client onboarding system? Is the way you create value already in the first days, first weeks of your client experiencing work with you. So the first days of the delivery are very important. How you onboard, how you create value quickly. This is very important. It's a client onboarding system. And it's also important that it's scalable. So if you 10x tomorrow, can you handle that? Or does the onboarding system break? This is very important.
Very important.
Because many of us have experienced that you do cool stuff, and then people come and say, all right, yeah, I want this. And they are much bigger. And then you go, oh, I cannot deliver.
Yeah.
I had this, certainly. I had this. I did some good work in Switzerland, and then I had a big Swiss global company come to me and say, oh, I want this also for my team. And I need this in 17 languages next week. And I was like, I'm a solopreneur. And so I couldn't take it. And of course I lost it, because I couldn't create a network or in a high quality in 17 languages from nothing in a week. And so I realized, wait a moment, I create a business to attract something. And when it's here, I cannot deliver.
That's a bummer.
I created a stupid thing.
Yep.
So that's the work. That's the work to do. And that's why it's called strategy sprints, because you have to think, you map out your model, awareness stage, engagement stage, making them ready to buy, closing, delivering, retaining, upselling, referral. And each stage gets optimized, and we free up the better organization. We free up 10 to 14 hours of the time of the owner, so that they can work now on the business, on form, fit, and function of the sales system.
Okay.
And because otherwise, as we discussed at the beginning, you are just solving problems of your clients. But when you get more clients, you cannot handle it. And also the fun goes down. You created this because you wanted meaning and fulfillment, but you are getting more and more miserable every year. And you don't enjoy your business anymore.
Right.
And it's really about enjoying it.
Two
Otherwise, why would you do it?
Two questions. Can you help with funding if you start to scale, or if you're helping a client and they do start to double and triple their revenue and they get new contracts and they need some temporary funding for whatever reason? Can you make contacts? Can you make referrals? Do you have those avenues?
We do share our Rolodex, and the funding is a sales problem. Give me your money. That's a sales problem. And so that's anyways what we do. I want you to give my money because it's good for you. That's a sales problem.
I see.
And so, it's about, Robert Cialdini would say, it's about persuasion, framing it the right way, why you should get money. And then it's about persuasion, really closing the deal. And that's a normal process of CRM, of starting the list, of going through the list, and of closing some of them.
Okay. And what if I want to keep my coach or continue to pay my coach after 90 days that I've established this relationship with? How does that work?
Yeah, some people do it and they say, you know what, it's working, but, and actually I could continue this alone, but I would miss the coach because the team is so happy right now. The coach feels like part of the team. They have great vibe. If whenever they come on Thursday or on Wednesday, when they come together, the team is fully prepared and they wanna show results. So we would miss the coach. Can we have another 90 days? And then they do another 90 days.
Oh, I see.
Most of them, they say, hey, wonderful, the systems work. I hope I can keep up this momentum that we have without you guys.
Okay.
And thank you for that. And they give us a testimonial. The testimonial goes onto our website.
I like the testimonials. Yeah, the testimonials are good, by the way. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is something, and this is something important. So when you ask, why should people do a strategy sprint versus all the other hundreds of people that say they can increase their sales? How can you decide who's the right coach for you? It's really tough. I have booked very helpful coaches. I have booked less helpful coaches and paid a lot of money for that. Where everywhere I learned something, but it's really hard before you work with them to really know if it's helpful for you.
Right.
So how can you do it? When I look for a business coach, because of course I also book coaches, right? I'm always learning, and every couple of years I book as a specialist coach for that one thing that I need to improve myself. Right now I have a marathon coach for my next marathon. But last year I had a business coach for the scaling thing. I had no idea on how to scale something globally, and so I took a coach myself. So the question of how you find your right coach, it's quite tough. So what we try is having 160 testimonials on our website.
Very good.
That basically they tell why they did it, what the difference is, and what came out, and how it felt. I think that's the best thing. If you have other people describing it, because that's more trustable than if you tell that you're the best. You're biased. So there are other people telling it, and then it should be tangible. It's not just about, I like those people. Really tangible. I came with this problem.
Now that's a good point.
This came out.
That's a good point.
For example, Sunny just recently gave us. Sunny is a very cool consultant to the blockchain teams in California. So he's in Los Angeles, and he consults all these cool tech teams that are building the future, the blockchain teams. Hottest projects right now on the planet. And he is their advisor. He solves their problems. And so when he came, Sunny, he was like most consultants. He was taking on too many different projects and creating different content on social media. He wasn't completely laser focused on one topic, one target group, which is what most of us are doing, right? We are too scattered around.
Yes, especially early on when you're first starting and you're trying to grab revenue, you're scattered. Yes, agreed.
Yeah, we all do, right? And it's so easy to get scattered again. So the work was find with him the one topic for the one target group, and then being totally disciplined and just took on those projects, just created templates for those people, and only post on social media about that. And if you look now, Sunny on LinkedIn, he's crushing it. So first, he's in his testimonial, he says his sales went through the roof. But why? Because he is doing the work. He's doing exactly what his sprint coach told him to do. And he's executing like a beast. And if you look on LinkedIn right now, he has only one topic. It's the blockchain newsletter. And that's why people love it. And his engagement is super high. And of course, he gets a ton of referrals because it's easy. You see, oh, this is the blockchain guy. And so whenever you have a friend who's building a blockchain project, you can say, oh, call Sunny.
I see.
It's easy to refer to him. It's easy to find him. And that's when people execute on what we give them, it becomes very easy for them to scale.
Very good. What is your target? Yeah, your website says that you're targeting SaaS business and service businesses. So no CPG or product or manufacturing, really just service and SaaS. Is that correct?
Yes, only
And
only
what size?
B2B
Yeah,
services.
what size in volume? Are we talking startup to mid-size, or what's your target range for revenue?
The sprint is built for people who are doing 35K per month right now and want to hit 70K per month in 90 days.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty narrow target. What if I'm doing, I don't know, what if I'm doing $6 million a year already? No, you're not interested in talking to that client?
Oh yeah, that works also, but that's a customized solution. The sprint is exactly gets you from 35 to 70 every time.
Okay.
It's built for that. And of course we do also bigger things for bigger clients, but that is then customized.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
And you have to cut it in a different way. You have to pick one product, one country. It's a bit more complicated. We can do another whole show on the bigger projects. But this one is just 90 days for a B2B business from 35 to 70. That's who it is built for.
I appreciate you sharing that and clarifying. How about country targets? Are you in Europe only? Are you in the US? Where's the majority of your business?
That's what I love about the time we live in. I sit in Vienna, but our clients are in Los Angeles, in San Francisco, in Miami. That's 80% of our clients. And then we have some Singapore, some London, some Zurich, and some Lisboa and some Amsterdam.
How about that?
But that's small percentages. 80% is Silicon Valley.
Okay. And how many languages do you speak? Italian and English, and what else?
I don't speak even one properly, but mostly I speak Italian, German, and English.
Okay.
But that's the cool thing of having a distributed team everywhere. We find those languages in our team.
Okay, very good. Talk to us about the book, Strategy Sprints, 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business. Talk to us about it, why, and a quick overview. Go ahead.
So I have it on my desk here.
Yeah, let's see. Hold that up for the camera, will you? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
thank you.
And the reason why I have it on my desk is I have to look up stuff. So I sometimes forget how to do marketing, how to do sales, because it's easy to forget. We have so many moving parts. True. And the stuff is changing all the time. So if I have a bad sales month, I go back, sales, chapter 3 sales. What exactly did I skip this time?
Right.
And I know it's because I jump some steps. So for example, step 4, define the offer in a 10-to-1 way. Oh, I just skipped that. I think I can shortcut it. Oh, I'm much smarter than this. Let's just skip that step, go to the next step, right? And then a couple of weeks later, of course, it doesn't work. And then I have to go back to that chapter. Same thing with marketing. I say, oh, why is marketing not working? Where are the discovery calls on the closers team? They're missing. What's going on? I go to the marketing chapter. I go, oh, okay. I tried to be smarter than that checklist. So it's my working manual, because I'm an entrepreneur myself. Mm-hmm. And so I'm using these tools that I share with clients myself every day. And it's my working manual.
I see. And it launched when? February?
Yeah, in most countries, like 2 weeks ago. Because every country has their own launching schedule. But it's now available on the whole planet.
How many copies have you sold so far? Do you mind sharing?
I don't know exactly. I know the ones that I sold. I don't know the Amazon numbers. They like to keep their numbers so that they are one up and not the author. That's why you have to come back to them. That's their business model. I have sold 1,650 over the last 3 weeks just by being on podcasts like yours.
Wow, very good. Did you have a ghostwriter, or you wrote it yourself, and did you self-publish?
it was a full team. Yes, there is the publisher, Kogan Page in London. Then there was a graphic designer doing the images. There was somebody from my team transcribing from my videos, because I'm terrible at writing. I first tell it and then somebody writes it. And then we had another editor who's really, really good, because we wanted this to be an amazing book. So we had an additional editor who would refine stuff and say, hey, but you need the bridge from here to here, and this story doesn't work. You have to change that. And so it was really a team effort of 5 people.
I see. Okay, very good. Launching a book costs money, right? Do you have any advice for an aspiring writer that wants to launch a book? Or would you say, hey, make sure you save up $20,000 or $30,000 because that's what's going to cost you to get it launched? Or what's your advice on budgeting to get a book launched?
Don't do books. Solve real problems for real people. That's what the world needs. And if you do that for 20 years and you have so much stuff in your head that everybody's asking you, and you say, okay, can I write it down once? And then everybody has it. That's the moment when you write your book.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the launch of the book, by the way. Really, congrats on your business overall. I love what you're doing. There's lots of coaches out there that say they can double and triple your revenue, but you have lots of referrals and references, which is outstanding. Plus, you have a money-back guarantee, which I think is awesome. For the listeners, again, strategysprints.com. Contact Simon and his team if you want to increase your revenue. They can help you. Simon, thank you so much for being on the Riderflex podcast and sharing your story. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was fun. Keep rolling, everybody.